The San Francisco 49ers are under heavy fire as a prominent NFL executive just blasted the organization for their recurring injury crisis. The executive explicitly blamed the front office for their habit of signing injury-prone players, arguing that bringing in damaged goods is exactly why stars like Fred Warner and Nick Bosa keep landing on the sidelines. General Manager John Lynch is fighting back against the noise, but with the team committing millions to overhaul their training staff, the pressure to turn this injury-plagued trend around has never been higher.
Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 mAh power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
With the NFL draft only a week away, all eyes are locked on the 27th overall pick. Bleacher Report is fueling the fire, projecting that the San Francisco 49ers will target explosive Washington wide receiver Denzel Boston to reload their passing attack. The expert analysis suggests he is the perfect understudy for new addition Mike Evans and a seamless fit for the Kyle Shanahan offense, especially after the team parted ways with Brandon Ayuk and Joan Jennings. The draft speculation is hitting a fever pitch as analysts debate whether the San Francisco 49ers should gamble on defense or bolster their offense. While some mock drafts like CBS Sports suggest a defensive end like Cashius Howell could frustrate fans, others like Josh Edwards believe targeting wide receiver Omar Cooper Jr. is the right move for quarterback Brock Purdy. Meanwhile, experts like Jeff Schwartz are pointing toward Utah tackle Caleb Lomu as the missing piece to protect the offensive line for years to come. As we count down to the draft, the board is shifting rapidly with clear locks emerging for the top 26 selections. Prospects like quarterback Fernando Mendoza and running back Jeremiah Love are essentially guaranteed to be off the board before the San Francisco 49ers are on the clock at 27. It remains a mystery which receivers or linemen will remain available when the team finally makes their move, so keep your eyes glued to the screen to see how it all unfolds. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss a single update on the latest NFL draft drama. Is the San Francisco 49ers championship window being slammed shut by their own front office? It is the question every fan is asking after a brutal, anonymous critique from an NFL executive just went public. The source didn't mince words, bluntly claiming that the Niners' persistent injury crisis isn't just bad luck, it is a self-inflicted wound. We have all seen the cycle. Year after year, key stars like Nick Bosa or Fred Warner end up on the trainer's table, leaving the team dangerously depleted when it matters most. While GM John Lynch tried to brush off theories about the team's substitution patterns, this unnamed executive hit back with a sobering reality check. If you keep signing players with a history of medical red flags, you shouldn't be shocked when they can't stay on the field. It is a calculated gamble, prioritizing elite upside over raw durability, and honestly, the results have been a mixed bag of brilliance and heartbreak. But here is the kicker. The issue goes beyond just who they bring in. The team's own training facilities recently earned abysmal marks in the NFLPA report card, signaling a rot in their player care infrastructure. To their credit, the front office is finally throwing money at the problem, investing $9 million into better equipment and a revamped training staff. This isn't just a PR move. It is a desperate attempt to modernize their approach to recovery before their title window closes entirely. Look, the talent in that locker room is undeniable, and we know that when this team is healthy, they are virtually unstoppable, consistently knocking on the door of a Super Bowl. But if they cannot solve the puzzle of availability, all that elite talent is just potential sitting on the sidelines. If you think the Niners can finally turn the corner on these health issues, let me know in the comments below. Do they need a total change in philosophy, or will these upgrades be enough to get them back to the big game? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the biggest stories in the league, because the path to the championship is paved with healthy bodies, not just big names. We are just 1 week away from the NFL draft, and the tension in San Francisco is reaching a fever pitch. With the 49ers sitting at the 27th overall pick, the burning question isn't just who they want, it's who they need to keep this championship window cracked wide open. The latest mock draft from Bleacher Report has just dropped a massive curveball, projecting the Niners to select Washington wide receiver Denzel Boston in the first round. Now, you might be asking, why add another receiver when the room is already buzzing? It is all about the philosophy. Bleacher Report's Dame Parson highlights Boston as the perfect understudy for the newly acquired Mike Evans. Boston is a physical specimen who thrives on contested catches and back-shoulder fades, essentially a tailor-made fit for Kyle Shanahan's complex, high-octane scheme. With Brock Purdy constantly looking for reliable targets, adding a playmaker with Boston's resume, back-to-back seasons with over 800 yards and 20 combined touchdowns, is exactly the kind of move that keeps defensive coordinators up at night. Let's be real, the Niners had to reshape this unit. After moving on from Brandon Ayuk, Kendrick Bourne, and Joan Jennings, the front office had to get aggressive. Bringing in a future Hall of Famer like Mike Evans and a reliable veteran like Christian Kirk was a masterstroke, but drafting Boston would be the final piece of a very dangerous puzzle. Imagine a rotation featuring those guys alongside DeMarcus Robinson, Ricky Pearsall, and of course, the unstoppable Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle. It is not just depth, it is an embarrassment of riches. However, there is no room for error. The 49ers only have 6 picks in this entire draft, meaning every single selection has to be a home run. They are not just building for today, they are securing the future of this dynasty. What do you think, Niners faithful? Is Denzel Boston the missing link, or should they be looking at other positions to shore up the roster? Smash that subscribe button and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Because when you have this much talent on the field, the only goal left is that elusive Super Bowl trophy. Could a single draft pick send the 49ers faithful into a total meltdown? We all know the drill. Everyone loves a flashy offensive weapon, but draft season is rarely that simple. Recently, CBS Sports, Garrett Podol dropped a worst mock draft ever that placed Texas A&M edge rusher Cashius Howell at number 27. It was intentionally designed to ruffle some feathers, and frankly, it worked. The logic. While the Niners desperately need to bolster a pass rush that struggled immensely, Howell brings some serious question marks, namely his 31-inch wingspan and a disappearing act during the 2 most critical games of his season. But is it really a bad pick, or just one that ignores the glaring void at wide receiver and offensive line? If you ask Josh Edwards or Brent Sobelski, the answer is a clear pivot to offense. They are looking at the potential post-Ayuk, post-Debo era and suggesting names like Omar Cooper Jr., or the contested catch specialist Denzel Boston. The vision there is clear. Give Brock Purdy a younger, reliable core to grow with. It makes sense, right? A team is only as good as its weapons, and investing in a successor for Mike Evans feels like smart long-term insurance. Then we have the trench crowd, and honestly, they might be the most pragmatic. With the looming uncertainty surrounding Trent Williams, names like Utah's Caleb Lomu are gaining real steam. The consensus is that Lomu has the athleticism to play guard now and eventually slide to tackle. It is the kind of boring, high IQ pick that franchises that want to win championships actually make. Meanwhile, Sports Illustrated's Justin Milo is still banging the drum for the defensive front, pointing out that with Nick Bosa coming off an injury, youth and depth on the edge aren't luxuries. They are necessities. So, where do you stand? Do you play it safe and reinforce the line, or do you swing for the fences with a new playmaker to keep the offense explosive? Draft season is all about balancing the immediate hunger for wins with the cold, hard reality of long-term roster management. Drop a comment below and let me know. If you were in John Lynch's shoes, who are you handing that hat to at pick 27? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all our deep dives into the 49ers off-season maneuvers. Remember, the draft isn't just about the player you pick, it's about the future you're trying to build. The clock is officially ticking toward the 2026 NFL Draft, and for the San Francisco 49ers, the pressure to nail pick number 27 is mounting. But before we get lost in the sea of mock drafts, We need to play a game of elimination. Who is actually going to be there when the Niners go on the clock? Let's sift through the noise and look at the locks. First off, Fernando Mendoza is an absolute lock to be gone long before pick 27, and don't even get me started on Jeremiah Love. He's a total ghost by the time we hit the mid-20s. Now, when we look at the pass-catching core, it is crowded. Names like Carnell Tate, Mackay Lemon, and Jordan Tyson are projected to vanish by pick 24. That leaves us with the real question marks: Omar Cooper, Casey Conception, and Denzel Boston. We know at least one will be available, but good luck guessing which one. Kenny and Sadek. With only a 14% chance of falling to 27, you can pretty much ink him into your gone list right now. The trenches are equally brutal. If you are hoping for elite tackle talent, forget about Spencer Fano, Francis Mayoga, or the others in that tier. They are long gone. It is almost comical how thin the interior defensive line market looks, with a real possibility that no one at that position even cracks the first round. On the edge, guys like Arvell Reese and David Bailey are surefire departures early on, leaving us scrambling to see who drops. In the secondary, the story stays the same. Names like Jermod McCoy, Mansour Delane, and Dylan Thieneman are locks to be off the board, leaving the 49ers with a very narrow window of opportunity. So what does this leave us with? By our count, there are about 19 players who are basically locked to be taken before San Francisco picks. That leaves exactly 8 spots for the remaining hopefuls. Whether it is a cornerback, a tackle, or a receiver, the 49ers are essentially playing a game of musical chairs where the music is about to stop. Who do you think will be the steal of the draft at 27? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Hit that like button if you are ready for draft day, and subscribe for more deep dives into the Niners strategy. We are just getting started.